Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today we are not going to talk about any initial comment. I don't have any big topic today, to be honest. I mean, central banks doing a little bit what I expected, pause, to check and to see how the seasonal effects, so the summer is going to be. And that's what almost everyone is doing except China. China central bank is just pushing up, declining more the interest rates. And well, that's in my opinion a problem for the Western central banks, because you can imagine that a lot of money is just going where the interests are low. So at least investment money. And obviously also just to get their money as well, because it's just cheaper, so they can invest there, their investment liquidity would be cheaper, and so on and so forth. So but however, we need to take into account that the geopolitical situation and conditions changed over the last 2 years, and that obviously will have also an effect to all of that. So we need to see. We are going to talk directly. We are going just through to the market analysis today. I'm not going to spend 30 minutes like yesterday in the initial comment, because it only works if I really have a topic where I can just talk about it. Of course, I could talk about almost every topic and spend a lot of time, but that shouldn't be the goal of the initial comment. So we are going to start with the weights ratio. The 30 days moving average is declining more, and to be honest with you, I would even make a bet. Listen to me what I'm saying. You know I'm bearish. I could even make a bet that we will see one of those crazy pumps over the weekend, just to liquidate a lot of shorts. But first of all, of course, we need the situation of, to attract shorters, high leverage shorters, because every single time we are just pushing up by $100, $150 is to liquidate all these guys. So obviously that's what I think is going to happen. We will check more information. Those who are paid subscribers have access to a little bit more information, but it's just few more information, but extremely valuable. And net flow, option trading, and so on and so forth. So if we take a look, it's declining, the weights ratio 30 days moving average. We see the trend as well here. The whole thing is almost completed, also indicating, they pushed up here, the price pushed up, then they started to distribute, that's what I did. Then they started to let the price go up, that's what I did. Then they started to push up the weights ratio, that's what I did, and means we're going down. So that's at least what the weights ratio 30 days moving average is indicating, and at the moment very accurate. I would be extremely careful for here, because some would say, oh, double bottom, whatever. I would be careful. I'm not sure. Usually the price not immediately goes up like hell. Usually we had that different times. For example, here, then the pump and dump. For example, just before, you remember that was, I go just back here. We had that here, for example. We had that here, for example. But usually first we will go down, inviting the bear. So maybe that's going to happen next, just to go a little bit more down, for example, even make another leg to the downside before we go up. But that's something, it's theoretical. And to figure it out, we need to see what market actors are expecting and trading, and that's what we are doing to do today. So weights ratio 30 hours moving average also declined from the 90. Once again, every single time we break the 90, every single time we break the 90. I mean, when I'm saying it, it's because I know it. every single time it's happening, we have a bearish price impact, usually a bigger one. Now it's flipping at 88, so it bounced there at 88, means also, yeah, the sell pressure maintains intact, but it's reducing. And that's also something we need to be careful, because traps would invite those who don't have the same market view like we have. Yesterday I was a little bit wrong, just saying I really don't know what the market is going to do next, because I wasn't really expecting such a big bearish price move like they did yesterday, to be honest. I mean, on the chart, we remember how many times I said 25, 25, 25. I was waiting over weekends and weekends and weekends, and nothing happened. You remember it? Well, now it happened, and finally we did, well, even I think today it was even 24,700. So even I can think that we can still do 24.4, maybe go a little bit lower than to go up. Maybe just to liquidate those shorters and then go more down. It would be also possible. So something we need to be extremely careful with. Anyway, related to Bitcoins, we can see that also here, close before we received, and we had a net flow of 2,400 Bitcoins. And right now, just, we received even more Bitcoins and so on and so forth. So I would be a little bit careful, but at the same time, the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declined a lot. Meanwhile, we are receiving a big amount of stablecoins to centralized exchanges. That's the next chart. Let us go forward. So when I see, for example, such amount of stablecoins flowing to centralized exchanges, usually it's because we have a bigger outflow. That's something we are not seeing here, or they are just more preparing. I mean, it could be in short term be bullish, indicating we will go up, because that's the goal of this analysis. And we received today 180, almost 190 millions. We received yesterday 180 millions, and that remembers me a situation we had last year. It happened again. Many were expecting we will go down even more, and even here we received 140 millions, and then afterwards we pushed up very hard. So I would be extremely careful here, to be honest. Doesn't mean it's going to happen today, or maybe tomorrow, maybe over the weekend, or they will wait even a little bit more and then push up. Also possible that just the dip absorbing operation preparation, so indicating, hey, we will let the price go down, but we will buy here, then let the price go down even more, buy here, and when we are done, when we have quick accumulated, we push up hard, hitting 29, 30k, distribute there, for example, and then we need to see. So yeah, outflows, it's okay. It's almost taking into account what they are doing with all these inflows. It looks relatively neutral. So let us go forward. So then let me refresh the site, and wow. Okay, that's crazy. I mean, today only 7,700 Bitcoins outflows. That's the net flow. So more outflows than inflows. So you can see what they are doing. They are really, the question is that really a context to the price action, or at the same time, because it really looks like, and they are really buying big, you can see what the reserves are doing. But in such case, it's of course extremely bullish, because they are just buying a lot of Bitcoins, taking them out, but someone else is at the same time obviously also selling, or maybe the whole thing is Also related to BNB price, because it also declined, as I know, to $230. So someone is really trying to maintain the price, as you can see. And some people are a little bit how to say that, a little bit struggling if maybe it could bring some pain to Binance, and that also would mean that it's better to take your bitcoins out of such a centralized exchange, because if it collapses, bye bye Bitcoin. It will take months or maybe years to receive your Bitcoin back, right? So once again, it's not really clear what is happening here. The only thing we can do to check is that here, but it's also just not really indicating. First, it's not only Bitcoin, it's many different assets as well. And if we check here, for example, on the last 24 hours, if I check in the last 24 hours, $2 billion went out from centralized exchanges, but 1.7 billion just arrived on centralized exchanges. USD 1.2 billion in 12 hours, and outflows 1.4 billion. So obviously more in favor of inflows than of outflows than of inflows. Otherwise the price should go up, and that makes sense, but at the moment nothing really indicating, in my opinion. Let me check here if Binance here. No. Yeah, you can see we had a bank run. The month is extremely negative, indicating a bigger outflow. That's the net flow, by the way. And you can see the spot volume. Jesus, the spot volume is pushing up, while the open interest related to futures declining a lot. But 24 hours, an outflow of 140 millions. That's really not big, to be honest. So not sure if that's something like the bank run, or if these guys are really just buying a lot. Because if that's happening, we will go up. We will go up and visit once again 30k or something. Remember what the option trader said? They were trading 40k. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but even then, not really bullish in my opinion, because central banks are they are a prisoner at the moment. They don't have any options. So okay, whoever, let us go forward. So we see also here what's happening. First of all, it's since yesterday it was declining, pushed up now very hard. The price went up, now it's declining. If we check, a lot of leverage happening here. You can see that here, leverage lifted up, declined once, and then pushed up very hard. And open interest is just recovering a little bit, but absolutely not big at all. You can see what's doing, right? Leverage ratio pushing up very hard. Open interest can't follow here, also once again indicating gamblers on the table. And of course the big cash cow of centralized exchanges, derivative exchanges, or because Coinbase at the moment will have any profit and benefit of it. If we check now here the net flow, big amounts also related to stablecoins to derivative exchanges coming, but related to Bitcoin, you can see that they are cashing out. Some Bitcoins coming in, but it looks more red than green, indicating they are cashing out with Bitcoins at the moment. Now let us go to the next chart. I'm a little bit I don't have any concentration today, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating information. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit chaotic today, but 1,000 bitcoins liquidated yesterday and 166 bitcoins liquidated. What I mentioned, concentration today. 1,000 bitcoins and longs liquidated today, yesterday, and 166 bitcoins in shorts liquidated yesterday. We can see open interest declined, leverage ratio aggregated pushed up, funding rate declined a little bit, maintains positive, indicating they are still demanding more longs, but on base of the funding rate. But the curve declined, indicating they demand in short term more shorts. If we take a look here, let us see. Oh my god, oh my god, oh, that's crazy. Too many people expecting to push up, and that's usually not good at all. Wow, that's really 76 to 24 in favor of longs. That's really crazy. And to be honest, we are usually under normal conditions that would indicate me we will go much more lower, and then when it starts to change, then we will go up hard. But yeah, however, longs even liquidated on Bitfinex and some shorts coming in, nothing big. And now let us check what the Kingfisher is indicating here. So Binance, all leverage, let us start with that, and we see, wow, okay, high leverage longs, and at the same time high leverage shorts, but more close to the current price, high leverage long. So yeah, maybe they are just pushing up to get more high leverage positions, and then, you know, let it drop. So we can check the high leverage. Okay, it's still, we can go a little bit more up, hitting 25 to 50 maybe. Yeah, to 25 to 50. Then I would start to hedge with a short if you're longing, just to minimize your risk, or yeah, your potential loss. And high leverage longs waiting here between 24,950 and 24,800, so nothing special here. Let us go forward. So let us check here, and we see now 25k is what bulls are demanding. I mean, it means only really just mean that that's a support range right now. They are looking for 25.5, while bears just demanding 24,750 or 22. And to be honest, they reinforce and they brought some more liquidity also at that level, so I would be careful. Anyway, that's the gamma. The GAX is at minus 16,000. I don't know, I don't remember when it was the last time we had a negative GAX, indicating more up than down. But right now what they are doing is a stupid double top formation at the moment, almost. So to go a leg more downside would be possible. Something we need to have in mind, to be honest. So just to say that, and let us take a look. So we check now the strategies, and what we are seeing is something is happening here. Let us check 6 millions. Wow, sexy. 1.2 million, sexy. Long risk reversal, bear call spread, bull diagonal spread with puts, 820. Looks like long-term long straddle. Wow, 1 million. Okay, but just let us check the first four, the top four, and we start with custom strategy. If we can find there something, let us see. Custom strategy, custom. So custom strategy, okay, but I'm looking for 6 sites, 6 pages. They're here until next week Friday, indicating they want to see a price between 24.5 25. Okay, but that's not big. Looks bearish at the moment, but 6 pages is a lot. 330, that's a multi-leg. Oh Jesus, yeah, that's extremely big here. So buy. They sold just this one here for 1.1 million. That was a call, 32k, and now they are demanding even, they sold a call 32k, now they are demanding calls 38, 36, 36, 35. So just higher. The expectations is to push up more. If I take a look here, nothing big. Let us go more. Oh yeah, here's a lot of money involved. So for example, that's multi-leg, but just 3 legs. Or no, it's not 3 legs, 2 legs. We see here until end of September they sold call 28k, and they are right now just trading a range between 22 and 32. So once again, they are expecting to see a higher 30s. Also here sold 28, now 22, 32. A lot of money, and expecting we can go down to 22, and it makes sense because we received a lot of liquidity there. So from here we can go even lower to 22. But you know, first of all, we can maintain the current price, go a little bit more up, go a little bit more up, go a little bit more up, and then down hard. To liquidate a lot will be once again possible. So we need to see if that's going to happen. If not, I would play really safe from here, to be honest. If you are just trading with futures, 22, and we are talking really about big money. Until end of September, they are expecting to see a price between 22 and 32k. So yeah, looks solid, to be honest. Short strangle, we hate that. Just mean nothing will happen. 2 pages, let us take a look. Who is here trading big and what exactly? So they are expecting here once again 23.30, 23.30, 23.30, once again very close to 22, 23.30. So 23.30, 22, 23.30, and someone is just putting on the table a lot of money for that. Also here 22, for example, 22.27. So it looks like that 22 is a little bit programmed, but doesn't mean we can't go up first before more down. So, you know, because what they are doing is just why the price is going more up, a little bit more up, a little bit more up, a little bit more up. What do you think what people are saying? I remember when people said to me, laughing, haha, the only thing you need to make in this market is to trade the trends. Yeah, exactly. And that's what centralized or derivative exchanges know, that many are doing exactly that. So it's so fucking easy to lift a little bit more up, lift a little bit more, just a little bit that's not attracting those longers to close their position and to take money because they are greedy. They want, of course, the next Lambo. So not $100, $200 or $300, $400 are enough for me. I need $2,000, $3,000. So they know it. So they can push up a little bit more up, a little bit more up, a little bit more up. And then at a certain situation, like they did yesterday, that's it. They liquidated them. And we start from, because every single time they are making money, liquidating you and buying the dip. And then sell higher, because that's what they are doing at the same time. I don't know who is the architect of that, but chapeau, I like it. I will do exactly the same. Some people just deserve it, to be honest. They really deserve it. Yeah. So short strangle once again, 27, 22. They are expecting we can go a little bit more up, hitting 27, but 27, 22. 22 is magical, it seems. Magical. Beer diagonal spread with puts. No, with calls. And we see here, for example, that they are, well, that's absolutely, they are saying here until end of September to see a price below of 30K or end of the year below of 28K. Something where I would say, okay, thank you for playing, but go away. Long risk reversal, long risk reversal, long risk reversal. Okay, also here, nice. The long risk reversal is the most popular, I think, and the most well-known option strategy you can imagine, because it's just a long future based on options, and it's bullish. Obviously it's bullish. If we check here, we can see what they are demanding or saying. Liquidation level 24, 33, super nice, above 33, wow, golden balls. And 22, 30, 22, 30, 22, 26, 22, 26, 22, 26. Should I say something? 22, 22, 22, 22, 22. We will see later on why 22. That's also very important to know why 22, right? So that's what we are going to do. And that's it for today related to options. Let us go forward. So if we take a look here, now we can see that, well, Bitcoin Tether pairs is still down. Everything is almost down, 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 up. And with coin margin contracts, while as you see, stablecoin almost, well, flipping a little bit, just pushing, but clear is that at the moment what they are doing is using a little bit of USD to push up, but mainly using coin margin contracts to lift up the price. So doesn't look solid to go long big here, in my opinion. Doesn't look like they want to make the same double bottom crap like in the last recent sessions. Once again, BUSD, you can see this time it's maintaining, but yeah, the only one that's really pushing up the price is coin margin contracts with USD support. Binance, Bitfinex, you can see what they did. So everything they did was just really to purchase here some Bitcoins, it seems, to sell them. And the aggregated, I mean, everything synchronized. Of course, that's how a market works usually. Bybit declining more. Coinbase, you know what they did here, but it's almost, you know, just making such kind of fake rallies. We see here Bitstamp also reduced a lot. I mean, everything should be almost negative. Kraken also declining in trend. And Gemini, of course, pushing up, because push. The question is how far, and then we will see what happened, right? So that's almost it from here. I really just didn't have the time, but tomorrow I will use sentiment again. The problem is I didn't have the time. My account is okay, but I need to set it up once again, and it takes a lot. You remember the stable coins flow in, the entities. Give me time until tomorrow. Today was once again really stressy. So we go here once again, and we see, and you remember what I said, 1,800 here, 1,100 here. So that's why I said yesterday, I really don't know, because it looks bullish on one side but bearish on the others. And when you check that, and when you see that the market maker is sending more, usually something is in the air. And they are not stopping here. I mean, they are sending more. It's not big. I mean, today it seems they sent 750, let us say almost 1,600 Bitcoins. But enough to bring the price to 24.4 and so on. And usually, as mentioned, we should go a little bit more up, a little bit more up, a little bit more up, as mentioned just before they liquidate them. Miners reacted to the price, very interesting as well. They sent a lot of bitcoins to centralized exchanges or derivative exchanges, I really don't know, but it seems centralized exchanges. If we take a look here, it's also indicating Gemini with 86% Waltz ratio. We are talking about the daily one, the daily resolution. Bitstamp 70%, declined a lot. So it looks like a little bit that we will go up. We will go up and we will see how far. I really don't know at the moment. I can imagine at the end, you know, I'm collecting a lot of stuff to have a nice market overview. I create something like a sentiment, a feeling when I see the futures, when I see what option traders are doing. Usually I would say 90% of the cases, after my analysis, I know what almost is going to happen. I don't know exact the time, but I know the trend, and that helps me. I mean, when you are trading spot, it's extremely useful. When you are trading futures, if you are not trading with high leverage, as well, very useful. If you're trading high leverage, you deserve it. So if we check here, for example, we can see that funds are just declined a little bit, but absolutely it's stabilizing, it seems. Spot lifting up, not huge, but they are lifting up, and that matches very well to what I was saying just before, that the spot volume is rising up. Yeah, and that's almost it. CryptoQuant indicating here that the Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges lifted up once again, while the price even declined. So we need to see. We really need to see. So let us go forward, because now the key factor is to see where is the liquidity, where are the orders, and so on and so forth. So on Coinbase, it looks like they are just, as mentioned just before, they are here shifting liquidity now to 23.5, but at the same time reinforcing 24.5. My translation or interpretation here is, at the moment we want to let the price go a little bit more up, but we are preparing for the next dip, 23.5. Can happen tonight, can happen next week, nobody knows, not yet. On Bitstamp, very nice, at 25 they triggered here the buy order, and right now you can see that they were reinforcing 24, taking some liquidity from here and placing even at 21.7, and so on and so forth. In my opinion, 22k was very solid today, related what I was talking about, options. If we take now Binance BTC USDT, in my opinion, they are here. And that's really interesting, because you can see we had our breakout without any kind of retest. Now imagine to go up again to 26 and then go down to 22. That would be, I guess, the swing trade of the year. Anyway, also here reinforcing 24.5, but also here, for example, they are, it seems, taking out some liquidity from here, 24.3, instead reinforcing 21 at 24, 23, a lot of liquidity here, for example, and reinforcing 22. And I think, looking like what's happening at the moment, I can imagine 22 is then maybe what bulls want to have. And then we need to see what's going to happen next, right? So BTC BUSD now, BTC BUSD also here waiting at 25.4. So we need to see. Then on Bitfinex BTC USD, they opened the window just close before the price went down, as you can see. So they didn't trigger this buy order, Also very interesting. Why not to buy here? I can explain you why. Because it's not their buy level. They are looking for different levels, and we need to see what level they have in mind on Bitfinex. But I don't see at the moment nothing, only that they are waiting here 24. So, but nothing big. They triggered here just at 24.8, it seems, but nothing big. Now OKEX spot, usually nothing exactly. Now we can see Kraken. On Kraken also nothing special here. On Kraken they are now at 24, and they brought a very quick some liquidity at 24.5 just in case of, and right now waiting at 25.4. So we could be very close to the local top. Maybe we will go a little bit more up to 26 and then maybe go more down. Well done BitMEX, well done BitMEX, and right now they are waiting here around 20k, where they brought some more liquidity, and 23.5. Now derivatives, Bybit, nothing to see here. Now Bybit with Tether, BTC Tether, nothing to see here. Now BTC USDT on Binance, and also here you can see that they are bringing some liquidity here. It's very under control, so we can push up to 25.8 to trigger all these short orders and then go down. But you know, also down, for example, hitting 23.7 and then push up. Both would be possible. BTC BUSD, for example, nothing have changed since yesterday, just bringing some liquidity at 24.3 to long, for example. Bitfinex derivatives, they are still waiting here 26 to short. So if we push up that hard, hitting 26.4, I would expect a weekend operation. So not today, not tomorrow, but afterwards. I can imagine, because that's what they like to do. Now we have on Bitfinex waiting too long at 24.7 and 24.5, and it seems, ta-da, 22k. So obvious. This market is boring me. It's an insult for my intellectual capacity. Anyway, yeah, nothing else to see here. No, not really. And Deribit, just 23.2, 27, 22.7 and 22, and then nothing. The last would be 18k. If we break 22, we will see what's happening. I guess we all know what will happen. So that's it. Let us go forward. So what you see is, of course, I mean, let us check the daily or the 18 hours. That's my 18 hours. Let me say 18 hours beautiful chart here. If I take this here as something like that would work, means we can go a little bit more down, 24.3 for example, from here, you know, because once again, that's how I use the trend lines. I check where we had a bigger resistance, where they tried to save everything, where they tried just to separate, where we had, for example, such kind before we had a bigger you know, a bigger push up or down a break, where we had the retest. We had here, for example, the retest, and we pushed down a lot. It retraced from here. We can see what they did here. So usually meaning we will go down a little bit more, maintain here, means we will see a price of, and that's short term, meaning this week, maybe over the weekend, Next week, before we pushed up a little bit, means we should see a price of 24.2. So if taking into account this information, and in my opinion, 22.6, ladies and gentlemen, if we are bringing some liquidity to the downside, means it will be and happen end of this month. End of this month, we will see 22K, means in the next 2 weeks. But until then, we have seen what happened in the last 2 weeks, because that means here, and we went down hard, we went up hard, we went down like a stair, and that's what's happening. So everything is still possible on the daily one. Well, okay, who cares? Do whatever you think you need to do. Now we have here the 1 week. Why it's really important also to see larger time frames. Well, it's more because, for example, potential solid support areas and so on and so forth. And we can check here, for example, and that is indicating obviously that 24.250. So indicating, I would expect that we will go from here a little bit more down, hitting 24.250, then push up, maybe even really hard from here up, maybe hitting 26.5, and then go down, hitting that area here of 22. If we check that, we would see, for example, here we can even make, for example, here 22.450. That would be for example, that area here where we have also a nice support area. If you check what the candles did, whether candle wick, maybe even go to 22, for example, would be also possible. But that area here between 22,500 and 23, we have a local POC, a relatively big one. And if we fail, we will go directly to 19.7. So we need to see what these guys are going to do with its liquidity. That's why I love to say I'm just following the money, because that's what we are doing. Futures, money. Options, money. Orders, support areas. Volume profile, money, 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 money. It's only about money. I don't care if you believe to see in 30 years a price of 2-4 trillions each Bitcoin. Everything works with money. No money, no higher price. That's the only thing. My sentiment, when I'm bullish, when I'm bearish, is only controlled by money, liquidity. That's the key, guys. That's really the key. When you understand that, when you really understand that, because sometimes people are just checking my charts, and sometimes I think they think that's rocket science. It's not. Take your glass and put a layer of liquidity there. How to detect liquidity? When I'm checking option traders, I don't care about their strategy. The first thing is volume and premium. Why? I don't care if they are buying 10,000 lots, if they are just paying 50K for it. But when I see someone that's paying 2 million, oh, that's another thing. And on futures, it's the same. If I see they are using high leverage to manipulate the market, but less open interest, who cares? The leverage is only increasing artificially the liquidity. It's a trick, it's a trap, it's a piece of shit. So I don't care about the leverage. The leverage is just indicating me that the volatility could come in, or at least the pace of the next price action could be higher and upper. That's the only thing. So you need to understand that Inspocrypto is always trying to track every single data, also the on-chain data, weights ratio. I could use different, how many on-chain indicators we do have? A lot of indicators we have outside. Why I'm not using it? Because in my opinion, they are useless related to liquidity. The only thing what I'm doing is track the money. That's what I'm doing. And it works. If you believe it or not, it works. You don't need to use everything that the market is providing you or any on-chain data service. Use only what really matters. And that's money. Big love. See you tomorrow. Again, your Inspo.